All right, in this video, we're going to go over the monetization strategy of this entire method. So this is actually very, very simple because the majority of the traffic coming to your site is going to be on a mobile device. So we'll talk about that in a second. First, I just wanted to show you. You might have already seen it in the previous video. It popped up in there, and real quick, I moved out of there, but shows that I was able to claim my website on Pinterest, so they verified that script that I put on there. So I just wanted to show you that to you real quick. Close that, my email. The next thing I did, just to kind of demonstrate the current layout of this site as is, I just went over and grabbed a real quick video from YouTube. Just did a simple YouTube search, copied the video, pasted it in, gave it a name for the post, and just did this kind of to demonstrate what the current layout of the site is for a couple reasons. You know, people get like caught up in you know, having all kinds of stuff, fancy sidebar widgets and all kinds of stuff over here, and related videos at the bottom, or related posts at the bottom, and you know, things in the header. But so, you know, maybe for instance you want to have like a list of all your categories up here, like a navigation. Let's do that real quick. So if you want to do that, you can go to menus, go to the customizer, and go to menus. Here's the header menu. I don't have anything created, so I need to create a new one. So we'll call it header menu, and it's going to be in that location. Click next, and now let's add some items to it. So like maybe we would add our categories that I created. So click the plus next to any of the categories you want to add. So you can see it's adding them all up there. It looks nice. And let's close that, and let's go ahead and publish that. And we'll get out of that, the customizer. So, you know, that looks good, right? People can land on your site and click around and see that. Maybe you would want to add a banner image over here, or add some like, you know, recent posts in the sidebar. You can totally do that. You know, there's no problem with that. But there's one thing I want to make you aware of that's extremely, extremely important with this strategy or this method. And really, you're kind of wasting your time doing anything in the sidebar. So let me show you. Here's an article from Hootsuite. This right here. 85% of pinners are on mobile, and that's up 80%. That's up 80% in 2018, which means, like they're saying, optimized for mobile. If 80% of the people who are using 80% of the people on Pinterest are using a mobile device, it means that they're going to be visiting your site on a mobile device. And what that really means is it doesn't matter what our site looks like on our desktop computer, because 80% of the people aren't going to be seeing it that way. So, like, when you realize that, it extremely simplifies the monetization strategy and really the entire layout of the site. You don't need to worry about a lot of stuff. So let me show you. Let me copy this URL of this post and go over to a tool called the Responsinator. You can enter your site in here, and it'll show you, or you can enter any page on the internet, and it'll show you what that page looks like on a mobile device. So, can you see the sidebar anywhere? No. And what about that menu? Kind of just taking up some extra space there, right? You know, there are themes that will make better use of this space. You know, shrink the logo down and put this little hamburger icon. They'll put it right here. That's fine. You can keep it that way if you've got a theme like that. The theme we're using, or the theme I'm using here, doesn't have that. So, like, I'm better off getting rid of that menu, right? So let me go back to the customizer. Go to menus, go to header menu, and we'll go to delete menu. Publish. And now let's go back and refresh this page. We have to add, for some reason this tool takes off the HTTPS every time and then it gives you an error after it did that. So, okay, now the menu's gone. So really, like, my point is you've got this much space to work with from your free traffic. Of course, this admin bar is not going to be here. It's there because I'm currently logged in this browser window. If I weren't logged in, that would be gone. So it would kind of look like this. So I've got this much space to work with. Like, I want to capitalize on every single pixel that's available in this space. So things that don't need to be there, I need to get rid of, right? So technically, while it's nice to have breadcrumbs, they're taking up some valuable space up here near the top. So let me get rid of those too, just to show you. And that's in theme settings, breadcrumbs, and uncheck that. Publish. All right, we'll go back and we'll add our HTTPS again. And let me scroll down here a little bit more. So now we've got kind of the bare bones. So this edit isn't going to be there. Is it necessary to have, who it's by, what date it's posted on? It's not necessary, but it's honestly not taking up a lot of room, and it does add some credibility to the post. It shows that I'm a real person. This theme does have just a lot of white space, in and around everything, which you could eliminate that with some CSS if you know how to do that. One thing we don't need is this, filed under gardening hacks. You can get rid of that in singular content. So below content where it says right there, you can just back that out. You can see it remove that, so we'll publish that. What else? Is there anything we can get rid of that? Not really, right? So let me, I published that. Let me go back up here and refresh this. So that's gone. So now there's really about two places that you can just really capitalize in this, what I would call above the fold. So again, we'll get rid of that WordPress bar up here. Just pretend like that isn't up there. So we got a bunch of space below the video. However, there's another place, and really above and below the content are really going to be the two places where you are going to be able to monetize these posts, these videos, and still allow that video to be visible to the person who lands on the site, which is, that's why they're coming there. But when they come there, of course you're going to give them what they were expecting. Otherwise, you're not setting a good first impression. But you're also going to give them the opportunity to look at two other things they may be interested in, right? You're gonna give them some kind of a call to action, and you don't have to make it different for these two spots. It could be the same. Personally, I would make them two different calls to action. Even if it's the same thing you're promoting, you could just name them or use two different call to actions to grab their attention. So these are the two spots where you're going to monetize this website, because 80% of Pinterest users are coming here on a mobile device. So why would you optimize your site and create a monetization strategy and layout for desktop people? Because you're wasting your time. Like, you're only going to be, you're optimizing it for 20% of the traffic instead of 80% of the traffic. So it just only makes sense to focus on the majority of the people who are going to be visiting your site and the device they're going to be using, which is going to be a mobile device. So that's where we're going to be putting our two, money spots or monetization spots are going to be basically above the video, below the video. It's really, in WordPress, it's going to be called above the content, below the content. So for right now, what I'm going to do is get out of here and let's see, back here. To do this, like, the easiest way to do this is actually, you can do it on a per post level, meaning you can come in here and you can insert content above the post, like you can put one right there, and then you can put one down here, and you can manually do that every time you create a post, and it's going to show up just like this. So let's see what that looks like. Oh, I got caps on still. Doesn't like caps either, I guess. So this first one is bigger because we have it set that way in the options. Non-site layout. Actually, it's in breakthrough settings. Enable intro, so we can get rid of that, and it'll make it regular size. So you can do that every time. Every time you go in and you create a post in WordPress, you can manually insert those two things there. Easier way though is to just use a plugin to do that. I'll just do remove block there and then update it. Alright, and the plugin that I recommend is Add Inserter. So go to plugins, add new, and not upload, sorry, just add new. Add Inserter. You can see I've already been using it. And install now. And activate. I do admit it's a very technical plugin, and you're really only going to use a very, very small percentage of its capabilities, but it just makes it easy. Once you've got it set up, it's super easy. I just hit allow to let them, send them statistics on the usage of the plugin. If you go to settings and add inserter, you insert your ads, and they call them as blocks. So let's say that I want to do this one as this is going to be just a text link. So let's say, how do I want to do it here? Let's say free. Download this free download the Gardener's Secret Handbook for free. So you basically have to do this. I think they actually do have a way you can do it visually, but I tend not to ever do any of those things visually. So I'm going to make it bold, which is what strong means in HTML. And this I'm going to do so you don't need to do any of this. I'm just kind of showing you this as an example. Actually, this shouldn't be. This should be, let's see, there. Strong, so then that should be on the inside as well. Alright, so it's asking you where you want it to be. We want it to be in posts. In insertion, though, is where we want to do it. So really before the content. Let's just see what that does. I may need to come back in here. I can't remember if there's another setting. It's like once you do this stuff, you don't touch it again. Let me go back into settings and make sure. I don't think I need to do anything else. Let's just see if that did anything. Yep, so it added it right there. So that's block 1. I like my links to be like the old school blue color, which is 4 zeros and then 2 F's. There we go. Cool. So if you wanted to add a little bit of space there, what you could do, probably should put this in the paragraph anyways, that way it would probably style it for you and add that space. There we go, add a little space. So now that's the you can call it the before the content ad. The reason for doing this is like now, let's say a year from now, you've got 700 posts on this site. Maybe you do 2 a day. You got 700 posts. You want to go back through and edit every single post if you need to change one of your ads, right? You can just come in here. If you have 700 posts, you can just come in here and change this one thing, and it's going to change on all 700 posts. That's why I'm taking the time to show you this. So now let me copy this, and we'll do a different one for after the content. And you can put, you got all these different blocks to work with. So I'll put that one in this block 2, and this one we'll call, say new. I'm just doing text links. You can do images and all kinds of stuff in here. You don't just have the option to do text. So new. These are headlines I already wrote for our gardening site. So now I can go to post, and now I'm going to do it after the content. So let's save that, and now hit refresh. So now I got a separate ad below the content, and again, these are going to be on every single post because that's the way it's set up. If you wanted to make it so that it's not on every post, maybe you have one post you don't want it to be on, you can do that down here. You can like choose which ones you don't want it on, and which ones you do want it on. So those are the 2 spots. So let's just go ahead and save. Well, it's already saved. Let me just copy that, and now we'll go back to the responster. So now, perfect, right? It's right above that fold line, and I got 2 different ad blocks basically where people can click on that I can monetize this site. I can either send them to another page on my site. Maybe I've got a squeeze page set up somewhere else, or it's an affiliate link, or I can have, if I'm using like a plugin, like I really like the ConvertBox plugin. I've been using this recently. It's pretty cool. If you're using something like that, you can set it to where this link will pop up an opt-in box, and you can make them opt in right on your site to build your email list. So like this right here, without even scrolling down the page, that is the monetization plan. You will get more clicks in these 2 places than you will anywhere else on this site, because the fact that 80% of the people on Pinterest that'll be coming to your site are on mobile devices. A lot of them won't ever even scroll down any further than this to see your sidebar, which is way at the very, very, very bottom. So it's like almost even no point of even including a sidebar, right? At this point, there just isn't any point to do it. So like you can almost just do this. We'll go to theme settings, site layout, full width content. Look at that, now the video is even bigger. Publish it. Copy that link and refresh responster here. Maybe. There we go. So it's not going to be any bigger. The video isn't going to be bigger on mobile because it's going to max out on the spacing here and the width of the thing. But now you're not really wasting any space on a sidebar. And if somebody does come here on desktop, that like the video's front and center, but now you also still have your ad blocks there you can call out to people. So so that's kind of like a little bit of an intro to the, a few ways you can monetize a site. So this is the monetization layout. Those are the two ad blocks that you need to focus on. Again, they could be images, they could be text links, banner ads, whatever it is you want to use, links that pop up, opt-in boxes. Those are the two places that you can focus on. So I'm going to do another video here showing you a few examples of, what I just talked about. Some banner ads, images, pop-ups, stuff like that. That way, if you do want to do those things, you kind of have a little bit of a blueprint to go off of and how I do it. So I'll see you in that video.